Good morning, welcome back to another video. I've been quite reflective this morning. I was sat there just sort of doing that thing you all do when you wake up scrolling Twitter and just sort of getting into the mood for the game. When I saw a friend, a City fan that I know, tweet the following. Oh, I can't remember word for word of everything what it was, but it's basically along the lines of how maybe this game a decade or so ago today would have been one of the biggest days of the season. And it would have been. And that was a sort of reminder to me just how far we've come and just how good this Manchester City side is. And maybe just how normalised it's become. Maybe just how a little bit spoiled we've become at the same time. And maybe that we just take it for granted. It's a natural symptom of success. I understand that. But it did sort of kind of stick with me a little bit. And it did make me think about Manchester City being in a quarter-final of the FA Cup. If you told me this 20 years ago as a City fan, it would have been the biggest day of my season. Hands down. If you told me this 30 years ago as an 8-year-old, I would have been dancing around with absolute glee for City to be in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And I know some of you are vastly younger than me, and I hate you for it. But I do feel that we sometimes overlook that side of things. So I want to talk about today, not just of another game, you know. Just as, and someone in the chat asking when the game is sort of sums it up, we become spoiled. I want to talk about this as what it is, an FA Cup quarter-final, and how lucky we are to be there. I also tweeted about the game today, and a Newcastle fan replied to me saying, "Can you let us have this one? We need it." And as much as we've got accustomed to winning domestic trophies and league titles and even being champions of the world and treble winners now, some people are absolutely desperate for this. I don't want City fans, and I'm going to try and bang this drum forever, to ever lose sight or lose focus of how lucky we are. Once you get to the top of that table, it's so hard to stay there. Ask all those other teams. Ask United, currently scraping around in the depths of mediocrity, if they enjoy being in the upper halves of mid-table, sort of struggling for 6th place or whatever. Ask them if they enjoy that, and they would have presumed they would always be near the top and guarantee Champions League football, but it doesn't work that way, and it won't work that way for us too. At some point we're going to slip a little bit. So this is why days like today, a quarter-final against Newcastle at the Etihad Stadium of the FA Cup, is absolutely something to be savoured and something to be enjoyed. And it may not feel like it because it isn't a final and it isn't, you know, a league title or whatever, but it is something that 90%, 99% of teams in this country would absolutely kill for. And we should be grateful. And we should be appreciative of how far this club has come. And we should treat this game today as a big game. Because it is. Newcastle want this. And so do I. I actually want City to get to Wembley again. We are one step, yet again, from being at the most prestigious stadium in world football, Wembley. It is. It's the grandfather of football, Wembley. And I want City to be there again. So I am excited for it. And I am looking forward to it. I do hope City absolutely play a strong side tonight. And I do hope we go out and batter them and be brilliant, because I think it's easy to take things for granted, and I've done it myself. I was even doing the whole, Newcastle today. Not, I've got quarter-final. It was just, Newcastle today. Like, it was just another game. And I see how it happened, so I am not excluding myself from this. I'm mature enough to admit how I've been sucked into the sort of taking it for granted mentality. But I want to get out of that, and I want to give this game the kudos and the grandeur that it deserves. I'm hoping today the atmosphere is going to be rocking, and hoping you guys are looking forward to it, and I can't wait for this game of football. Give the video a like if you're looking forward to it, by the way. Do help support the channel. Of course, the game is only 7 hours away now, 7.5 hours away. My video tonight will be live once again on a brand new streaming platform called Tifo. It's not the Tifo that you guys know, it's a different one. And I'm joining that to help them with their watch-alongs, because it's really good fun over there. They've got new features every single day. And I want to build a strong community of Manchester City fans who can help that channel develop, help that platform develop, and help me develop over there and build that platform together, because I've got a lot of faith in that platform. I've been chatting to the people behind it for an awful long time, literally over a year. And I'm loving being over there. I know it's obviously not the watch-alongs on YouTube, and I apologise about that, but trust me when I say it's good fun. Give it a go. Join me tonight. Click the link in the description below. Use the code Stephen, my name. You'll see all the details below to sign up and join me about 10 minutes before kickoff for the watch-along over on Tifo. It should be good fun. I'll see you there later tonight. come on, Blues, support me over there and support a brand new platform and enjoy a brand new platform. The chat's really good, and new features are joining, and very soon you'll be able to join me, not this stream, but very soon you'll be able to join me and chat to me during the game, which should be great fun, on video as well if you want to, which should be great. Anyway, Manchester City versus Newcastle. Manchester City versus Newcastle. And I'm looking forward to this big time. I'm looking at the Premier League table right now. Newcastle are not where they want to be. They are sat in 10th. I remember saying when Newcastle got all this money that there's no way they'd be in the Champions League in 2 or 3 years. I knew it wouldn't happen. Oh, actually, well, they got there. Well, I'm an idiot. I meant be established top 4. Basically, I knew they wouldn't be... Oh, someone said, TV, how does it work? No, it's not a new channel. It's a new platform, new website, Joseph. An absolute new... Click the link in the description below. You'll find it. It's a total new platform. And it's basically a platform just for watch-alongs. It's just a streaming platform entirely for watch-alongs. And I'm involved in it. But I remember when Newcastle got taken over, and I said it'd taken an awful long time for them to establish in the top 4, but simply because they won't be able to spend that money in the way that they want. And they got to the Champions League, and guess what? Now they're sat in 10th. And they've struggled this season because the expectations versus reality, well, it's very, very hard to stay there. It's very easy to have a bit of momentum behind you and get up the table, but to sign those players and get those revenues in, FFP, keeping that door shut, as it was built to do. And it's crazy that people think otherwise. Yeah, it was built to protect smaller teams, blah, blah, blah. But it's also built to keep smaller teams exactly where they are. And you're absolute naive as anything. And I'm not saying this just to defend City. It's just obvious. Absolutely naive as anything if you believed that it doesn't favour Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, all these established clubs. It is one of those things. But that's where it is. So Newcastle currently sat in 10th. Newcastle aren't having their best season. They are struggling this season. They have just lost to Chelsea 3-2. They did beat Wolves 3-0 at home. They did lose to Arsenal 4-1, drew to Bournemouth. They only got through the FA Cup 5th round against Blackburn on penalties. So it hasn't been going great for them at all. Can you tell I'm not had a shower today, by the way? Yeah, I will after this. This is why I look like a scruff. I know my big camera's not working, by the way. I don't know why. I can't get it to output into video cam mode, and it's driving me mad. So I'm just literally on my webcam, my little basic webcam, so it doesn't look as good as usual, but I apologise about that. But anyway, here's Newcastle in the previous round, how they got through. Only just, by the way, look at that. Blackburn statistically absolutely there. We will be there, to quote Guardiola. They were absolutely there. This is how they lined up that day. It wasn't even a weakened team by any stretch. You know, Dubravka, Shaw, Lascelles, Danburn, Trippier, Willock, Bruno G, Longstaff, Jacob Murphy, Isaac, Anthony Gordon. It's a strong team, man. They obviously had Almiron, Barnes, Livramento, Anderson, Lewis Miley, and so on. Come on. Look, that was a Newcastle side that was strong, not ravaged by injuries. There might be one or two players that I can't remember. But either way, they struggled to get through. And I do think that Newcastle side right now is... They're there to be got at. They really are. They're not having a great season. And they want this game, and they're giving us tough games. But I reckon at home, at home there, Man City... at the Etihad Stadium, we should hopefully be okay. But we got to take them seriously. This is the last game out for them, of course. Crashing to a defeat. Cold Palmer there. Just get a coat on, mate, if you're that cold. It's winter after all. You should be all right, little man. It's how they lined up that game. Isaac, once again, Almiron and Anthony Gordon. I think Anthony Gordon might be injured. I'm not sure the latest there. Let me just read my notes. But I saw him... I think I saw him get injured the other day. Yeah, I saw the video of the physio stretching his knee out and him looking absolutely devastated and looking in an awful lot of pain. So I can't imagine he'll be available for this. Yeah, he's definitely not available. I don't think he is anyway. I think they're gonna have a lineup of some. He's fit, is he? Apparently he's fit. Okay. Well, you got someone saying he's out for 6 months, someone saying he's fit. So he looked in a lot of pain the other day against Chelsea. That's all I know. So I don't know. We will see. So Dan Burn went off with a knock against Chelsea. Apparently he'll be available. Harvey Barnes is out. Kieran Trippier, Nick Pope, Callum Wilson, Joe Linton, Tonali, of course, and Joe White unavailable. So they've got a lot of players out, to be fair, actually. To be fair, losing Tonali and Pope and Callum Wilson are big losses, but they got Isaac. I don't know. It looks like he's out to me, but I reckon Murphy will probably get a start alongside Almiron and Isaac. I reckon. I would probably expect Target to come back into the team if Dan Burn is not available. Something like Livramento, Shaw, maybe Botman and Byrne, maybe Longstaff, Bruno G and Willock, then Murphy, Isaac and Almiron, something like that. They've had a lot of injuries, actually. You know what they have. When I was reading that injury list there, I was like, a fair play. So they have injuries. So they've struggled this season, but that is the reality of top-flight football. Not top-flight football, top-level football in terms of Champions League and all that kind of stuff. It's just hard to stay there. So let's go to Guardiola's quotes. He talked about Bruno G, actually. He said he's Bruno Guimaraes, but Bruno G is easier to say. He says an exceptional holding midfielder, aggressive with the ball. He has the pause on set pieces. He's aggressive. A real complete holding midfielder since playing in Lyon. Now he's in a club that wants to grow up, and I'm pretty sure he's part of the project for the next years, definitely. There was rumours that City were interested in Bruno Guimaraes, wasn't they? I don't know if that'll happen, but I sort of see it. Guardiola said we spoke with Belgium and grateful that he can recover. So I think he's out, isn't he? There's so many quotes. So let me start. Where do we start? I mentioned the Champions League yesterday, by the way. I did actually do a reaction yesterday, so go and watch that. But Real Madrid, I'm confident. I tweeted yesterday, we've got every right to be confident about Real Madrid, and I think we do. We've earned the right to be confident. Fearful, respectful, of course, but confident at the same time. Damn right. I'm sick of this whole little City stuff. No, let's put our chest out, man. We're champions of the world. And we're currently 1 point off the top of the table. We're in the quarterfinals of 2 major competitions. We should be confident about our side. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm not saying we have to not be fearful. We can have a bit of respectful fear, but we also can be believing in our side. So that's how I feel about it, Guardiola did confirm, unfortunately, that De Bruyne is not ready. He said Ederson is getting better. He said De Bruyne is not ready. He played at Anfield with some problems, getting better. We spoke with Belgium and gratefully can cover for the rest of the season. I think if he really, really needed to, if this was a final tomorrow, Kevin De Bruyne would play. I think it's that. I think he's just got a little bit of a tiny injury and they go, just rest up, take it easy. We can beat Newcastle at home without you, hopefully. Just rest it. I think it's that. Rest for the Arsenal game because all eyes are on Arsenal. Guardiola would never admit that, but when it comes to De Bruyne, that man needs to be available for Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. Absolutely, of course he does. And I think he will be, hopefully. So I'm not worried about it at all. I think he could play if desperate. Guardiola saying he doesn't believe that at all, that Calvin could get back into the squad because he's a good man. I don't know where that come from. He talked about Ortega. He said he's proven since he arrived at Man City that he's an incredible quality performance. We're delighted with all 3 keepers. Carson. Of course. The moment when he's had to play, he's performed unbelievably. Sam Lee did an article that apparently Guardiola was even considering putting Ortega as number 1 at one point last season. He's got a bit of time now to sort of establish himself here, Ortega, and I'm going to be interested to see how he goes, He would have played today, of course, anyway. More quotes. Nuno's talking about his broken finger. Guardiola talking about Jack Grealish. So, Guardiola, this is the breaking news. This maybe should be my video title, actually. I'll update it now. Do you know what? I'm going to update the thumbnail and video title afterwards about Jack Grealish being available. Guardiola said, Jack Grealish... I'm going to update the video title right now, which I forgot. Grealish returns. There we go. I've changed it. Let me update my thumbnail. I'll do it after the video, actually. But Grealish is available, which is interesting. I hope he's not available. I hope he's actually back. We've got to be sensible here. Don't rush him. So Guardiola said he's going to work as good, as hard, as clever as possible to be ready. He feels as clever as possible to be ready, which is a really interesting quote. That implies to me that Guardiola is saying he has to be smart about when he's ready. He feels good, positive, and maybe tomorrow we need him. He said, I'm not going to tell you how important Jack is. Of course he is, a lot, but he has to be ready. Saying we play better with him than without would be unfair because a lot of players have fought incredibly during the season to be where we are, which is true. So I think everybody knows the quality of Jack. Exceptional player for many things. The ability to make lots of extra passes, and not just extra passes, dribbling, assists, sometimes goals. That's harsh. Sometimes goals, not many. He has to be fit because his quality is really good. The next line is really interesting for me. No, there's another one I saw somewhere. I can't find it here, but I saw a line where he talked about how he makes us more compact. Let me see if I can find it, but it's true. Where's the Grealish one? There was one about Grealish. Did anyone else see it? Where he talked about Grealish is very good at making Man City more compact, and he helps him to transition better, basically, which I think is very true. I think he does, weirdly. I think Grealish makes us better defensively. He definitely does. We're much more compact in general. Yeah, I've lost. I think that someone else shared it. Anyway, this is a very barbed comment in my opinion here. He has to have consistency in training. He has to have consistency in training, game time and no injuries, and after that you get the best. When you have 3 weeks injured and you don't train as best in some moments, it's more difficult. He knows it. He knows it perfectly. This is Guardiola very, very, very explicitly sending a message to Jack Grealish to be fit and be ready, because if you are and you're playing well, you will start and we need you. But I've not been impressed for whatever reason by you this season. He's obvious. He's not impressed with him. But he needs to get better this season, because if he does, that slot is his easily. But yeah, absolutely. A lot of Champions League talk and Arsene Wenger talk, weirdly. It is what it is. It's fine. Let's talk about the team. The most obvious thing in the world is that Stefan Ortega is going to start in goal here. You know, he's starting there, isn't he? Ortega. I think Vardiel. Extra didn't quote this in the video. Okay. I think maybe City Report quoted it. Let me find it from City Report. But I saw the quote. I didn't watch the video, so... One second. There was a big quote about... I can't bother finding it. Anyway, in terms of the team, I think Vardiel will start this game. I've got a feeling at home Vardiel is going to start. I think Ake sits this one out. I do. I think Diaz, Stones... and Akanji is my bet here. I just got a feeling it's going to be this. Midfield, Rodri picks himself there. Haaland is going to play up top. I think Doku starts at home here. I think he does. I think Alvarez did not play good the other day at all. I think Foden is a shoo-in over here. And I think Kovacic is absolutely a shoo-in as well. But Walker, yeah. Maybe Walker does start. I don't know. But I think this is really... Kovacic is absolutely going to start. He was good the other day. Maybe something like this. I think it's going to be something like this, I reckon, potentially. Maybe Kyle Walker does start. But I think Walker turns into... I think Ake sits this one out. Not that he's done anything majorly wrong, but I think he does. I think Vardiel gets a start. And I think Foden goes through the middle. Kovacic absolutely starts, in my personal opinion. Something like that, I reckon. And I think that's a good enough team. Look, I'm expecting this to be difficult, but I'm expecting City to win today. And reasonably well. Kanji for Diaz? No, potentially, maybe. I want Kanji to play today, by the way. I think he deserves it. We will see. We will see. But I'm looking forward to this game of football. I'm going to go say a City... It's hard not to say 3-1 again because it's our score this season, but I'm going to say 3-1 Man City. I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say Foden to score. I'm going to say Kovacic to get a goal randomly, and then, I don't know, Diaz from a corner or something like that. I'm looking forward to it. And once again, I'm going to echo what I said at the start of the video. We're very lucky and very blessed to be here, you know. We take it for granted, but we're in FA Cup quarter-final, and I would have killed to be here 20 years ago, and now we do it every single season. Literally every single season we're in a major quarter-final, semi-final, or final. We're so lucky. Don't take it for granted. Enjoy it. And if you want to watch me tonight, want to join me tonight for the watch along, it'll be on Tifo, a brand new streaming platform. Links in the description below. Use the code Steve to sign up. And for now, come on, you Blues. It's glorious blue skies. I'm going to show you right now. I'm tempted to get out for this reason. Look at that. There we go. Look at that blue skies and window needs to be cleaned. I'm going to get out and join my family, and I'll see you later in a bit. Come on, you Blues. Bye-bye.